Hello, my friends. Your Adeptability sales shifter for today? Don't take my opinion away. In this episode, I will talk about why your efforts to persuade can backfire and what you can do instead. I'm Aaron Schmuckler, co-founder and trainer at the Yes Works, where we help you build a high-performance accountability culture on your team that is fun and fulfilling to work in. Now, the conventional wisdom about sales is that selling is about persuasion. It's about talking people into buying. Well, from my perspective, if you don't want to burn out, if you want to build rewarding relationships with prospects and clients that last over time, then you might just have to let go of that conventional wisdom because it's not serving you, and it's certainly not serving your clients. See, the only reason to persuade is that somebody doesn't want what you're selling. If you're trying to talk somebody into something, then at the same time, you're trying to talk them out of something else, something that they believe. You're trying to take something away from them that they really want to hold on to and that they value very highly, their opinion. For example, think of a dog with a toy. You try to take that toy away, and what does the dog do? The dog holds on tighter. They pull on it to keep it away from you. They growl. They bare their teeth. See, when you try to take that toy away, you become a threat. And even if you win, you've degraded your relationship with that dog. You'll never get as much trust from that dog as you did before you took it away. So if you want to get that toy from the dog, what can you do? Try offering it a new toy. Well, what happens if you offer your prospect another perspective? If you make that perspective shiny and appealing, then maybe, just maybe, they'll drop their perspective of their own free will in favor of yours, and they'll think of your perspective as better. So here's an example of how that might work. You might have a client that says that they don't have time to go through your service process. So you might say, well, of course, you don't have time to waste on extra effort. None of my clients do. Here's my perspective. Here's how I look at it, is that it's a ton of extra effort to try to chop down a big tree with a dull axe. And I remember last time we spoke, you were telling me about some of the tools that you're using not being as effective, not being as efficient as you might like them to be. So let's maybe look together at how much extra effort and time and revenue that your current tools, your dull axe, if you will, is costing you. And let's look at that. And we'll only do this, I'll only even offer you to buy what we sell if the math makes sense. Now, I'm sure you've heard this approach before, and it sounds an awful lot like persuasion. And in fact, it can be persuasive. There's no doubt about that. It's especially effective because there's no arguing. You're agreeing with your prospect and everything that they say, and so their guard never goes up. So don't play tug of war with your prospects. You only frustrate and alienate them, and you exhaust yourself. Instead, practice agreement and practice contagious perspective sharing, that it's not about getting them to see it right. It's only about offering them to see it the way you see it and letting them decide for themselves. But here's the thing, is that this also can backfire. It won't work if it's a gimmick, or if you're using it as a trick or as a manipulation. Your prospects will pick up on that. You've got to train yourself to genuinely accept their perspective as valid so that you don't come across as trying to correct them or persuade them. Instead, you'll come across as generously sharing your thoughts. So thank you for your efforts to make work good. Together, we can ensure that people are good for work and work is good for people. You believe in your team's potential. Let us help expedite the growth of that potential and help you close more sales with more prospects who make sense for your business. Book a call today at theyesworks.com. Make work good.